and welcome to our second spring virtual college fair here at the Jersey City Free Public Library. My name is Ashley Dale, and I am the team lead for the Jersey City Free Public Library. And today we have with us representatives from NJCU, NJIT, St. Peter's University, Hudson County Community College, and Borough of Manhattan Community College. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to kick things off, and we're going to welcome Arturo and Loida from NJCU. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you guys.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Arturo. I'm an admissions counselor at NJCU. I'm joined by my colleague, Miss Loida Goldston. She's the EOF recruitment coordinator. You'll hear from her in a bit. Go. So again, I'm an admissions counselor at NJCU. I am actually the direct point of contact for our admissions office with all of the schools, all the high schools throughout Hudson County. So at the end, towards the end of our presentation, we'll be posting a slide with our contact information, and feel free to always reach out to us, reach out to me. If you have any questions about our academic programs or resources, we're here as a resource, just like all of my other colleagues from all of the other colleges and universities that you'll be hearing from today. Again, it's great to be joining you guys this afternoon. For those of you that are participating in today's info session, and for those of you that will be watching this at a later time, you guys, let me give you props, because you guys are being proactive in your college search process. You guys might be from different types of grades. Maybe some of you are seniors, maybe some others juniors or younger. But the point is that you guys are being proactive by participating in an information session like this. You're getting information from all of these different colleges and universities that in the long run, when it comes time for you to apply to a college or university, and also decide on where you eventually will attend, you would have collected all of this research, which is what it is, all of this information about each specific university or college that you are interested in. So NJCU so I'm assuming many of you are Jersey City residents. So we're located in Jersey City. We have two locations. The main location is on Kennedy Boulevard. That's our main campus. And then we also have the School of Business, which is right down by the waterfront on Harbor Side. Picture downtown Manhattan, downtown New York City, the World Trade Center, the World Trade Center building. We're right across from that building on the Jersey City side. So that's where our campus is. And I'll show you a picture of the School of Business in just a little bit. We're a four-year public university. We're a mid-sized university. We're around 8,000 students. We're 50-50 in terms of 50% live on our campus and 50% commute back and forth from their place of living to the campus. Some information bits about additional information bits about the university is we're located in Jersey City. Jersey City is one of the most diverse cities in the country, in the nation. So if that's what you're looking for, it's gonna depend on you on what kind of environment you want to be in regards to the college or university experience for yourself. So a university like this, like NJCU, is located in an urban environment, and it's a very we have a diverse student body. We have over, I think it's 52 different languages spoken on campus. That means that there's people from all over the world. Also, it's the most affordable, one of the most affordable public universities in the state of New Jersey. 80% of our students receive some type of financial aid. We're also characterized, we're 8,000, we have an 8,000 student body. So we pride ourselves on offering small class sizes for all of our classes, even our introductory courses. So the ratio, the average class size is no more than 24 students. So what that does for you is it allows you to be in an environment where you have access to your professor, when you can form a professional academic relationship with them, and also your classmates. And in essence, what that does is to promote as much learning and personal growth as possible for you. So check it out. I mentioned we have 2 locations. The main campus is right here, and then we have the right on Kennedy Boulevard. And actually, can everybody see my screen? Yes, thank you. And then we have the School of Business right here, right on the water on Harbor Side. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to visit the campus, this is going to be our campus or any other campus, this is going to be a huge part of your college search process to actually visit the schools. Right now, because of the pandemic, it's a little challenging. We're going to be starting in-person tours soon, but we do offer, like all of the other schools present here today, virtual tours. So while you're at home, take advantage of visiting the different schools that you're interested in, and take a tour. Like us, this is the perfect time for you guys to grab your phone and take a screenshot of this page, so you guys can go to these links after the event today and check out and sign up for a tour. So we have a virtual tour, the student guided virtual tour. This is pretty cool because it's guided by current NJCU students. So by clicking on this link, you'll be able to sign up. You will see the different days and times available. We offer them 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, twice per day. So you'll be able to sign up and register for one of these tours. And one of our students will be guiding these tours and taking you around both campuses, the main campus and the School of Business. This one right here is a student guided virtual tour. You guys can check that as well. And in-person tours will be coming soon. Some rankings for you guys about NJCU. We've been voted best public school in New Jersey for ethnic diversity. Again, if something that you see that it's very important and you value, like me, for example, right? I love to meet people from different parts of the world, ethnicities, different languages, different experiences. So if that's something you value, this university definitely offers that for you. Other things, best RN to BSN nursing program, best colleges in New Jersey, best bang for the buck. Again, we were the most affordable universities in the state of New Jersey. Academically, so the different majors that we offer. So NJCU offers 47 undergraduate programs of study. 47 bachelor's degree programs, 4-year bachelor's degree programs. That's what you would be pursuing after high school to attend a university, a bachelor's degree, or a minimum 4-year a degree that can be completed in a minimum of 4 years. So we have 47 of those. They're listed right here. We have 27 master's programs and 3 doctoral programs. So the degree that you would be pursuing would be a bachelor's. We have a number of options, as you can see here on this list. Any questions that come up, for example, after today, you'll be able to contact me and Arturo, I saw that you guys have this particular major. I'm interested in early childhood education or whatever it may be. Contact me and I'll provide you with more specific information in regard to that area of interest, the area that you're interested in. So for example, right, say for example, you're interested in going to medical school eventually. What you would do at NJCU, you would study biology. You would get a bachelor's degree in biology that's going to satisfy your pre-meds, and you'll be able to apply to medical school. This is just one example. If you want to be a teacher, right, we offer early childhood education. We have elementary and secondary education. So these programs are going to prepare you to become a future teacher. If you're interested in business, we have a solid business program. We have accounting. We have global business management. I'm actually doing my master's, my MBA, my master's in management and organizational leadership at NJCU. It's one of the best experiences that I've had in my life. Ms. Golston, she's a graduate from NJCU. She's also has her MBA. We also have marketing uh, and other concentrations as well. Psychology, political science. We don't have an engineering program, but we have a partnership with NJIT, the New Jersey Institute of Technology. We have a partnership with them where we're able to offer a 3+2 program. What does that mean? That means that you would study 3 years at NJCU and get your degree in physics. You would get your degree in physics at NJCU, study at NJCU for 3 years, and then you would go to NJIT and complete one of the following 3 concentrations in engineering. It could be civil engineering, it could be electrical engineering, it could be or mechanical engineering. So my point is, with sharing, those are just few examples. We have many other academic programs, and it's going to all depend on what your particular interest. So feel free to contact me with any questions that you have in terms of your academic program. One tip that I like to throw out always to students that are in their college search process is, you want to be connected. You want to connect with people like me, like an admissions counselor, that's going to be able, people like us, actually, all of us are admissions counselor. Connect with us so we can connect you with our academic department. Say you're very interested in studying national security studies. Maybe you want to work in the FBI, the CIA, right? And you reach out to me and say, Arturo, I'm really interested in your national security studies program. I go, all right. So I'll connect you with a staff member from that program. No matter if you're a junior or senior or even younger, I'll connect you with them so you can start getting information directly from that department. They'll be able to tell you about the academic programs, programs that are offered through their department. Also additional information as well, like involvement opportunities, right? Clubs, organizations, also study abroad opportunities, internships, and also departmental scholarships as well. So you'll be able to get very specific information about the areas that you're interested in. Going from academics, NJCU is a university that the past 10 years we have focused a lot on strengthening our facilities to be able to provide students with the most up-to-date type of environment as possible. We have our science building here. If you're going to be in one of the STEM programs, physics, chemistry, biology, etc., this would be your home for 4 years. And this is in the main campus. We also have the School of Business that I talked about at the beginning. This is where I study. It's the middle building right here. This one right here. The first 2 floors. That's the School of Business. And both of these buildings are about 5 years old. So the focus, and they're multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art facilities with new labs, new equipment. So these have been incorporated and able to provide our students with the most up-to-date technologies. We're expanding as well. This right here is on the main campus, on the west side part of the campus, between West Side and 440. I'm not sure if you're familiar, Highway 440. This is right here in the middle. It's our upcoming music, new home to our music, dance, and theater department, as well as our new performing arts center. That should be coming in the next 2 to 3 years. So aside from academic, we've covered academics at NJCU. We offer a number of programs for you. We also have a strong emphasis on campus life. Don't get me wrong, academics, you got to do well in your academics for sure. If you ever find yourself struggling in college, whatever college that you go to, there's resources. There's resources for you, like tutoring centers, academic advisors, writing centers that you'll be able to access. And so academics is very important. But in combination with academics, you want to have some type of involvement during your college experience. What does that mean? Why? Right? Because what's the point of going to college? Why do you want to go to college? Yes, you want to learn. Yes, you want to be challenged. That's awesome. But the main goal, I would say, one of the main goals is to be able to obtain a job, right, after graduation, some type of employment position. How do you do that? How do you prepare yourself academically? Doing well academically, yes, and also participating in things like in activities like internships. What are internships? Right here, I'm on the first bullet point. I'm going over it with my cursor. So internship opportunities. What are internships? If you haven't heard what internships are, they are opportunities where you actually go to work at a company, at an actual company or organization. Um, and we have the co-op office at our Career Development Center. We have a partnership with 450 employers, actual employers. We have a number of them. We partner with the Union City Police Department, Michael Kors, Hilton Hotels, etc., etc. It's a Michael Kors, the fashion company, etc. We have a number of partnerships, and our students would be able to work at that particular company for a semester or two and get practical skills like organizational skills, communication skills, and also be able to build a network. What does that mean, build a network? You're going to be working at the actual company or organization. So you're going to have a supervisor, you're going to have coworkers, right? That supervisor is going to see your work ethic. What is your work? What is a work ethic? How you perform in your job? Are you respectful? Are you a team player? Are you willing to adapt? Are you willing to learn? And once they see that you're able to do that, right, those people are gonna be able to be your professional references. So once you become, once you are getting ready to graduate from college with your bachelor's degree, or right after graduation, and are looking for a job, you're going to be able to put these people down on your resume, and they're going to be able to vouch for you and tell the hiring manager at the job that you would be applying for that you would be a good candidate. So these are the opportunities that you want to get involved in, internship opportunities, and we offer that through the co-op office. Other opportunities are university clubs and organizations. You want to be part of student government. We have the International Club. We have academic clubs like the Biology Club, the Media Arts Club, etc. There are a number of opportunities available for you. Some of you may be involved in high school. Some of you may not. If you're not, this is going to be you're going to be starting fresh. You're going to be starting a blank slate in college. So this is your opportunity to be involved. Greek life, we have fraternities and sororities that are very focused on social service activities throughout Hudson County. We have other perks: fitness center, pool, sauna. If you're interested in writing, if you have a passion for writing, doesn't mean it does. You don't have to be an English major. You can participate in the Gothic Times. You can be a contributor for the Gothic Times, which is our campus newspaper. We have students that are contributors to the campus to the Gothic Times that are from all kinds of departments: biology, art, physics, etc. So don't think that you have to be an English major to be able to be a contributor. If you have a passion for writing, this could be an opportunity for you. Studying abroad, national student exchange. If you have an interest for traveling, I definitely do. You could spend a semester. You could spend a year abroad. And in terms of that, studying abroad and the national student exchange, the national student exchange is studying at a university, again, for a semester or academic year at a university in any of the 50 states in this country. Go to California, you can go to Florida, the state of Washington, Texas, etc. You could do that. So if you have an interest for that, this is an opportunity that we offer as well. Athletics, if you are interested in participating in collegiate sports, we're a D3 school. We have a number of sports, and you can see right here, we have the men's and the women's right here. And this list, I like this picture right here because it shows the different schools in our conference. If you guys are interested in athletics and at NJCU, definitely shoot me an email, give me a call, send me a text, and I'll connect you with one of the coaches so you can find out more information about each specific sport. All right. So we've covered academics. We've covered campus life and opportunities like internships, studying abroad, etc. We also offer you offer students the opportunity to be involved, living on campus. We have 3 different facilities. We have Borough Hall, Co-op Hall. These 2 are are located on our main campus, and this one, which is the one on the picture, it's our newest facility, our newest residential building, which is just an 8-minute walk away from the main campus. It's the West Campus Village. Meal plans are included on your if you uh, on your package. If you choose to dorm, you have 24-hour security in each building. Definitely safe. So if you're interested in living on campus, we definitely offer that opportunity. So we've covered academics, we've covered campus life opportunities, we've covered opportunities to possibly live on campus. What does it take? What do you need to have in order to be admitted into NJCU? You got to submit your Common App. If you haven't heard what this is basically an application where a lot of universities participate, and you only need to fill, not all, but a lot of universities do participate in the Common App, and you fill out one application for several schools. Before, you had to fill an application for each particular school. This application, the Common App, offers you the opportunity to apply to several schools in one application. This is pretty cool. Once you become a senior, definitely contact your school counselor, and they'll be able to guide you. They'll be able to help you in terms of the Common App. Okay. For us, NJCU, what kind of GPA do you need to have? You need to have a minimum B average, a minimum 2.75 cumulative GPA in order to be able to be offered regular admissions to the university. So a minimum 2.75 cumulative GPA. We're test optional. We're SAT and ACT optional. What does that mean? Is that it is not required. We do not require for students to submit test scores in order for us to consider you for admission to the university. It is recommended, however, if you want to be considered for the honors program. For the honors program is the most academically challenging program at NJCU. You participate in a cohort of students. You guys have different types of opportunities to compete in different types of activities. We have students that a couple of years ago won a debate championship, and they beat out schools like Princeton and Harvard. So things like that. And I'll touch upon this on the next slide. So the test scores are not required to be considered for admissions to NJCU, but they're not required either, but they're recommended if you want to be considered for the honors program. If you have a 3.0 or above, a cumulative 3.0 GPA or above, you will be able to be considered for a merit-based scholarship. Merit-based means that it depends on your academic performance in high school. Your GPA, that's what it is. So if you have a 3.0 or above, you're gonna get some type of scholarship from us, starting from $4,000 per year up to the complete coverage of tuition and tuition associated fees at NJCU, which at the moment is about $13,000 per year. Okay, so these are the minimum requirements. If you guys want to take a screenshot of the minimum of the requirements for admission to NJCU, definitely do so. These are some of our most involved students on campus. This is our student body president right here, Ricky. And yes. So honors program, real quick. This is the most academically top challenging program at NJCU. If you get admitted into this program, it covers your complete cost of tuition and tuition associated fees for 4 years. This is a very selective program. Like this year, we only have 60 spots available, and we had over 400 applicants. So it is a very selective program. You don't apply to this program. You apply to NJCU, and then we, admissions counselors, when we're evaluating your application, we select who might be a good candidate for the program, and we send this list over to the honors program committee, and then they reach out to the student to provide them the opportunity to apply. You would still need to apply to that program after applying to the university. One cool perk is if you're in the program, you get financially supported international study abroad experiences. Every year they go on a 14-day trip abroad. They've been to Germany, they've been to Spain, they've been to Peru in South America. So it's a pretty cool educational experience, and other priorities, as you can see below right here. If you have struggled academically, like I did back when I was in high school, don't limit yourself. It's like, oh man, I don't have the 2.5, but things happen, like for me, I didn't do well academically my first 3 years in high school, but then one day, I was like, whoa, what am I doing? And I started to turn things around with the help of a counselor. And I eventually did. I didn't have the GPA. I didn't have a high GPA, but I was able to get into a community college actually, and be able to turn things around in my life. For us, we have academic support services programs. So if you don't have a 2.75, say you have a cumulative GPA between a 2.3 and a 2.74, we're going to refer you to one of our academic support programs. And one of these programs is the EOF program. And actually our coordinator recruitment coordinator for this program is with us today, Ms. Golston, and she's going to be able to share a little more information about the EOF program.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us today. I know it's beautiful outside and it's a holiday weekend. So the fact that you are here says something about what you want out of life. As Arturo said, I'm the recruitment coordinator for the OSP EOF program at NJCU. And like Arturo said, for those students who don't meet the regular admissions requirements, don't say, oh no, that means I can't go to NJCU, or NJCU is not going to be for me, because there's always a way. And one of those ways is being referred to our program through the admissions office. And EOF is different on every campus. So wherever you apply, you should make sure you check out what their application process is. Some college or universities have an application. At NJCU, you are referred to our program. And once you're referred to our program, I will be your direct contact, and I walk you through the onboarding process for our 5-week summer academy. When you receive a conditional acceptance to NJCU, you are required to take one of our summer bridge programs. EOF is one of the summer bridge program, and then we have the Ascend for those students that don't meet our financial requirements. Because we are a state-funded program, you have to fall within the income guidelines for the program. Once we get through all of those hurdles, our 5-week summer program starts in early July, ends in early August, 4 days a week. Last year was the first summer in history that we had to go totally virtual, of course, because of the pandemic. Right now, we're in the planning stages of our program. We're not really sure if we're going to be fully virtual. We're going to have a high flex situation. But at the very minimum, we will be virtual for 4 days out of the week. And we provide reading, writing, mathematics, professional development, personal enhancement seminars. When you come through our program, we wrap you around with everything you need to be successful in our summer program and beyond. Our program is very comprehensive in the sense of that you are given a academic advisor right in our office. We have tutoring. We have all other support staffs in place that are there to assist you, not just to get you through the summer program, but from recruitment to graduation is what we focus on. So the minute you come in our doors, we are here to support you in any way possible to make sure in 4 years you cross that stage. Our students that come through our program have a higher graduation rate at this moment than students that come in through a regular admission. And that's because of the support services that we put in place for our scholars to make sure they're successful. And then once you complete our 5-week summer program and you begin a full-fledged NJCU student in the fall, then you would do we would follow you throughout the semester with various workshops. There's opportunities to get funded for winter and summer classes through EOF. Also, we have a book lending library for those scholars who may need assistance with borrowing books for classes. And there is a grant that is attached of $675 for every semester that you're compliant with our program. And one of the bigger benefits also, as well as just the grant, is that once you're an EOF student at one program, you're EOF throughout the state. You're always recognized. And those students, when you become an alum, there's an alumni association. And we have people that have graduated out of our EOF program at NJCU that are now doctors, lawyers, state employees in high positions, cabinet level positions at the state. So our program works. We have a proven track record, and those students that don't meet the regular admission requirement, don't be discouraged. There's always a spot for you somewhere. And the fact that you're making these connections, you'll be able to have two people, Arturo and myself, that you can reach out and say, hey, help me. And we are here to do everything we can to make sure that you are successful. We'll be around. This is my contact information Arturo has. You can screenshot that. That is my email, golson@njcu.edu, and my office number. And I am here to service you any way I can.
Thank you, Ms. Golston. So far we've covered the academics, campus life, residence life, dorming, and the admission resources at NJCU and the admissions requirements. You submit your application to NJCU. You submit, I'm going by each bullet point, you submit your application through the Common App. Again, this is, if you guys are juniors or younger, if you guys are seniors, definitely reach out to us ASAP, and you'll get our contact information in just a little bit. Definitely reach out to me ASAP if you're a senior and you're interested in applying to NJCU. If you're younger than that, if you're a junior or younger, you'll get more information once you start your senior year. Your application form through the Common App. We at that time we'll supply you with a waiver code. Don't take this down yet because it's for this year. So speak with your school counselor for more help, and then there's more information here. Here at the bottom, we have instant decision days. So once you become a senior, we offer the opportunity for you to meet with the admission in this case, if you live in Hudson County, you would meet with me and have an interview. I do casual interviews with students. What I do is I take a look at the student's application, their transcript, letters of recommendation, and personal essay. I take a look at that, and then I ask questions to the student. I ask simple questions. I basically ask students, what they're interested in possibly studying at NJCU, and also, their professional goals, and then ask them about any involvement, volunteering or opportunities that they've been involved in while in high school. If they haven't been involved in any extracurricular activities, I ask them if they've had any work experience, because that definitely counts. And then after that, I provide them with an admissions decision. And if you qualify for some type of merit-based scholarship, I would provide you with that information as well. If you're awarded, if you would qualify to be awarded with a scholarship. These are not, instant decision days are not required, but we definitely encourage you to participate, because what this allows you to do is to connect with an admissions counselor face to face, and it provides the admissions counselor like me the opportunity to get to see you, get to speak with you, because I've had many instances where things come up, and after meeting the student, after hearing of their background, hearing the story, hearing their interest, I'm able to advocate for them, possibly for, a higher scholarship, possibly for, other benefits of or resources that the university could offer the student. So it's huge to form, relationships with your admissions counselor, even starting now, whatever, grade you, even if you're a junior. So all of us on this at this event today are going to be a resource for you. So definitely, stay in touch with us. Okay, so just to give you an idea here, the tuition and fees at NJCU, if you can see here, this is for this year. The total is this number right here. We're one of the most affordable universities in the state of New Jersey. This is out-of-state students. You guys are New Jersey state residents, so you guys will qualify for this. If you guys are considering going out of state for college, it's you guys are going to be charged out-of-state residence fees. For example, for someone that is not a New Jersey resident, it's going to be charged this. So I just wanted to let you know that if you're not aware, if you're looking to go to a school out of state, definitely find out what the cost is, because typically you are going to be charged out of state tuition and tuition associated fees. But this is the cost, the current cost right now for in-state residents at NJCU. Again, 80% of our students receive some type of financial aid assistance. We have the NJCU debt-free program. This program right here is for students that have a household income of $65,000 or less. Household income of $65,000 or less annually per year. If you fall into that range, then you're going to qualify for this program. And what this is going to provide you is complete coverage of tuition and tuition associated fees. So it's going to cover this amount if you qualify for this program. The only way to know if you qualify for this program is by submitting your FAFSA. So FAFSA is going to be huge. This is the federal application for financial student aid. You juniors are going to be hearing more of this early in your senior year. If you're a senior, the application opened on October 1st. So if you haven't done it yet, you got to do this ASAP. Again, if you haven't applied, if you haven't contacted anybody or haven't done your FAFSA, do it ASAP. If you need help, contact me, contact us. This third bullet point right here, if you are an undocumented student, if you're undocumented, New Jersey has an alternative financial aid application. The FAFSA is for students that are permanent residents or citizens of the US. This one right here is the alternative financial aid application. If you're undocumented and have attended a high school in New Jersey for at least 3 years, you're going to be able to apply for this, fill out this application, and possibly be eligible to receive state funds so that you can apply towards your tuition costs. So guys, we've covered a number of information. We've covered the academic programs at NJCU, the campus life resources, the admissions requirements, the cost, the scholarships, and the importance of submitting your FAFSA. I know this is a lot of new information for you guys, but again, we're here as a resource. Like Ms. Goldston said, here's my contact information. Make sure you take a screenshot of this. Feel free to contact me. I have a number of ways you can do that. You can send me an email. You can give me a call directly. This is my Google voice number. It's kind of a funky number, but definitely works. If I don't answer, please leave a message with your full name and a contact number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And you can text me as well at this number. It's a pleasure, and I'm going to pass it back to Ms. Dale.
Thank you so much, Arturo. Thank you so much, Lida. It's always a pleasure to have you guys. And thank you to everyone who is joining us both on Zoom and over Facebook Live. Just a reminder to keep your Q&A for the end, and we will have a Q&A session once all of our presenters have finished. And now I'd like to welcome Giovanni Gallery from Borough of Manhattan Community College. I'm going to turn it over to you, Gio.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And thank you, Arturo and others, for your presentation for NJCU. Definitely a tough act to follow. And so we certainly appreciate our colleagues in all of our respective schools. We certainly hope that you are all remaining safe and uplifted. I'm going to share my screen and reveal a PowerPoint as I go ahead and narrate as well. And so I am representing the City University of New York, specifically the Borough of Manhattan Community College, which is the largest campus within the City University of New York. And we recognize that many of you are coming out of New Jersey, so it's certainly great for you to all know that we're not too far away from New Jersey. And if you're catching the PATH train, we are not too far away, as the PATH train station is actually just a few blocks away from our main campus. And so I'm just going to start my PowerPoint shortly and we'll get things moving along. I do recognize that we want to keep things on track, so I'll probably only go for about 15 minutes or so, just so we can continue on with our agenda. And then again, if you have any additional questions, you are more than welcome to ask. So Borough of Manhattan Community College, we are located in downtown Manhattan of New York City. Pretty much all the subway trains come around near us, as well as major commuter rails. So again, for those of you coming from New Jersey, you are not too far away from us, right? So here's a nice little picture of some of our students. Diversity is one of the main reasons why I chose to work at BMCC. When I say diversity, I mean that in all facets, right? So amongst our students, amongst our staff, our faculty, our administration, our programs, and our policies, you see that reflected in so many different ways. And then on top of that, academic interest as well, right? We have students that will graduate at the top of their class coming out of high school, in the middle of the class, and even at the bottom of their class. We have some students that have taken some time off between their high school education and their college pursuit. We have students that are working full-time, working part-time. We also have students that are coming out of the military. We have students that have already earned their bachelor's and their master's degrees, or maybe have even retired and are coming back. So there's a wealth of diversity at BMCC, but we also engage that diversity as well, as we also champion inclusion as well. And so that's just something for you all to know about BMCC, is that it's never too late to get started in your journey. And at BMCC, as you see on our slide, our motto is start here, go anywhere. And one of the things that we love to champion about BMCC is that our students literally do just that. And we don't just mean in terms of going to another college, but then also if they're looking into careers, they can go anywhere. If they want to study abroad, they can do that as well. If they want to go to a private institution, Ivy League institution, in-state, out-of-state, public, private, does not matter. You have all those opportunities available to you at BMCC. We pride ourselves on access and opportunity for all, right? And so when we think about the climate that we're in, racial justice, social justice, so forth and so forth, international students, immigration policies, BMCC is an institution that's always been at the forefront of welcoming students, regardless of how much money they have in a bank, regardless of what country of origin or wherever they were born, right? Regardless of their sexual orientation, regardless of their religious affiliation, right? So many different pathways for our students to come to BMCC. And one of the things that I love to say is that we meet students where they are, as they are. And so that's why success starts here at BMCC. So as we go along with our presentation, some additional things that we would like to highlight for you. And again, please, I apologize in advance for any technical difficulties, as my computer is not my friend today. But just to let you know some additional updates that we have in navigating this virtual space that we are in. So we do have an open house coming up on Saturday, June 26th. So you're more than welcome to join us there. We typically will have 2 or 3 open house events throughout the academic year, just to try to make sure that we're engaging not only our first year students that are coming out of high school, but then also our transfer students that are coming out of different colleges, maybe those that have graduated at a later point in time, those that may have taken some time off. So we really want to make sure that we're intentional about engaging students at the appropriate time. So we typically will have an open house in October, in March, and then again in June. So part of our new virtual offerings, every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we host sessions on Zoom for students to get in contact with us. So again, right now, while we're navigating this pandemic and we're not currently on campus, we want to make sure that we continue to open up our doors virtually to students and address their questions and their inquiries. So every Tuesday at 3 o'clock, we have application workshops, how to apply to BMCC, how to submit that CUNY application. If you need assistance with financial aid, we do that on Wednesdays. We have academic spotlight sessions, right? And so it's not just looking at the 50+ academic programs that we have at BMCC, but then also thinking about where can I go after this? If I'm uncertain about the career path that I would like to go into, we also have a career coach assessment that we walk our participants through, so that way they can glean some more insight about different pathways that they may want to consider pursuing. Additionally, we break down what each semester would look like in terms of the courses that they would be taking. And then also we have demo days, which are demonstration days. So the same way that if we were in person, you would come and there would be select times where you could see an actual class and just kind of be a fly on the wall. But we're doing that virtually as well. So in our demo days, whether it's for business, it's for nursing, criminal justice, education, it doesn't matter. You as a prospective student have the opportunity for free, no obligation, to come and sit in on Zoom for our classes. You don't have to sign up. You don't even have to do the work, right? You're just kind of sitting there, listening, observing, and the professors will tailor that particular lesson towards having outsiders. So that's a great opportunity for you to kind of experience what things look like in a virtual space, especially as some students are a little bit concerned about what a virtual collegiate experience may appear to be. And then this allows them to kind of debunk those notions as well, right? And then every Thursday at 3 p.m., we have our Q&A with admissions representatives. So if you submitted your application, you want to get some updates, you don't want to wait on an email, or you're looking through the website, you can't find what you're looking for, every Thursday, literally at 3 p.m., you can always jump in on Zoom and speak with us live. So that's just a great opportunity to make sure that you know what's going on in real time and speaking with someone directly. And then every Thursday at 6 p.m., we offer our virtual information sessions. And so those information sessions, we cover financial aid, and not just the traditional financial aid, but the state and the federal aid, but also aid that's specific to BMCC. Again, as I mentioned before at the beginning of my presentation, when we talk about diversity, we have scholarships available for all students. And scholarships, I mean, not the national scholarships that you're doing through, I'm not going to name the websites, but we also have very specific institutional-based scholarships that will allow you to then attend BMCC without having to utilize any of your state or any of your federal aid. So when you do make that transition to go for your bachelor's degree, whether it's at St. Peter's or it's at NJCU or any other institution that you desire, you can still do that and not have to worry about utilizing any of your aid. So that's a phenomenal resource, as many of our students are able to graduate debt-free, attend debt-free, and tuition-free. And so that's certainly a part of our sell. So we just want to make sure that you are all aware of that. So let's talk about our enrollment process at BMCC, right? So things work a little bit different for us. There's essentially 4 steps in our process. So, right. So after your application is submitted, right, our admissions team will then review it. We have to make sure that we look at your transcripts. We do what's called a proficiency index, right? And so for us, we don't require SAT scores. You heard us right. And that's not just because of the pandemic. That's just in general. We don't require the ACT scores. That's right. That's not just because of the pandemic. That's just in general. We recognize that you showing up on a particular day to take a test is not the full determination of your academic aptitude. We also recognize that when we look at your transcript, it does not tell the full story of what you may have experienced in school. Many of you might recognize and identify with that right now, right? Maybe you were a strong student in person, but then operating in a remote space kind of threw you off your game, or just there were life things happening and so forth. We get it. We understand it. We've always been empathetic to that. And that's why we've always been an institution for open enrollment. All we're saying is that if you have a dream, you have a commitment to realizing that dream, we want to make sure that we work with you. And that's essentially our mission as an institution, right? So regardless of where you're coming from or why you want to go there or whatever, we are here to support you, meet you where you are, help you to get to where you need to be, and provide those supports inside and outside of the classroom. So that's what our proficiency index does. It reviews wherever your starting point is. We articulate that to you, so that way you have an understanding of where you're going to begin your journey at BMCC, the various supports that we can provide to you. That way we can work with you. We have English language students whose second language is English, right? And so we want to make sure that, again, we're supporting our students and meeting their needs. We have students that come through our Project Impact program, which is for students that may have been directly and indirectly impacted by the justice system, right? So there's a little bit of everything at BMCC. So again, that's one of the main reasons why I decided to work at the institution, is because there's not a student, not a case, not a situation that we do not have the resources to support, and to make sure that we're able to accommodate them. So after you've gone through our admissions process, the next step is orientation, right? And so right now, again, we're doing our orientations virtually. So you're going to go through 6 modules. And once you complete those, essentially those webinars, you'll then be able to then go on to advisement. So you get acclimated to the institution. You're going to meet with an advisor. The advisor is going to break down courses that you're going to take. And then you go ahead and register for your classes. Key thing to remember, you choose your own classes. And again, we have students that are working, that are commuting, left, right, does not matter. So we want to make sure that you have that flexibility to choose the classes that work best with your schedule. And again, right now we're about 80% online and 20% in person, as we are projecting for this upcoming fall. And so we just want to make sure that you are aware of that. Some other key things about financial aid at BMCC, as I mentioned before, all students are eligible for some form of aid, right? And it may not always be the federal aid, it may not always be the state aid, there's some aid, even if it's just the scholarships that we provide our students, that all students are eligible for, right? And we have programs for undocumented students, DACA students, Dreamers, what we like to call domestic international students, right? So we talk about these things because we recognize the diversity that we have, not only in the United States, but we have students that come to BMCC from over 155 countries throughout the world. So even though we are this community college based in New York City, again, everyone's coming to New York City. I'm originally from California myself. I decided to come out to New York City because I just wanted to experience the environment, right? And so there's so many different opportunities that we have. We also have opportunities for students with learning accommodations, right? And so again, we try to meet students where they are, and that's very, very important. So a lot of questions that we get asked oftentimes, especially in this virtual space, is about the accommodations and services that we're able to provide for students who might learn a little bit differently, right? All the services that we would provide in person, we're still able to do that online. And so we still go through our evaluation process and so forth. So if you are a student that has historically had accommodations, learning accommodations specifically, we still have a process in place for you to do so. And again, submitting the FAFSA is so important. We get a lot of questions about the financial aid piece, so I'm not going to delve too much into that, as I do recognize that when you submit your FAFSA for the 2021-2022 academic year, using your 2019 information, and your 2019 information may not really reflect what's happening during COVID. So no worries there. Feel free to reach out to our Office of Financial Aid to explain your situation and circumstances, and we'll be able to go from there. On a nice day like today, right, you'll see this beautiful campus. This is what BMCC looks like, right? You'll notice it has that business feel. That's because business is actually one of the first majors that we offered at BMCC. It's actually one of our top 5 majors. So part of our top 5 majors, we have business, criminal justice, we have nursing, we have education in all forms, early childhood education, bilingual childhood education, teacher education, and so forth, and then liberal arts. Again, we have over 50 academic programs at BMCC, so many different pathways that our students can go to. We are also the largest community college in the state of New York, serving over 30,000 students. Now, the City University of New York is the largest public urban institution of higher education in the country. And we happen to be the largest campus, which means that not only do we have connections with various colleges throughout the country, but then also various employers. We have corporations that are actually paying for our students to attend BMCC, providing them with full-time job offers once they graduate from BMCC, and then providing support for them to go on for their bachelor's degree as well, right? And so we have various apprenticeship opportunities, businesses reaching out to us in these different ways. And again, as I was told, coming to New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And so that's why at BMCC we say start here and you can literally go anywhere. So we certainly love and appreciate our campus. We miss being back on site, but we are certainly grateful for the work that we've been able to do in a remote space, as BMCC was actually awarded one of the top 3 colleges, senior and community college and otherwise, public, private, all of that, for our supports for students in a virtual space, right? And so we certainly take great pride in that. We're also identified as a Hispanic serving institution or minority serving institution, as well as being a community college, things that are on top agenda for our leaders in the White House at this time. And so we take great pride in that and providing, crucial and essential services and supports to the most underrepresented populations in the country. And so we are certainly grateful for that as well. So BMCC was established in 1964. We are, again, one of the top 5 community colleges nationwide, and again, the largest in New York. Again, you'll see some of the top degrees that we award our students in as well. And one of the great things about the City University of New York is that we actually operate as one university, right? And so there's 25 campuses, so students can utilize and access the facilities, again, outside of the pandemic, at any one of these places, which is an immense resource. So it's essentially your BMCC ID is essentially your keys to the city, which is wonderful. So you can travel to any of the boroughs, including Staten Island, if you want to connect and make friends, right? And so we take great pride in that. So it's a great institution for you to network as well. I talked a little bit before about the diversity that we have at BMCC, and we embody that in all facets and in all ways as well. So that's great. And even though we are a large institution, we do try to keep our classes about 25 to 30 students, which is amazing. And again, we have over 80 clubs and student organizations. So student life, if you're looking for that traditional quote unquote college experience, you can find that at BMCC. If you're looking to get in and get out because you have an internship or a job that you want to get to, you can do that as well. If you have kids at home and you're just trying to study and get the degree and move on to the next promotion or job opportunity for you, you can do that as well. So there's a little bit of everything And so it's very important as you're coming into an institution like BMCC that you know what it is that you're trying to get out of the experience. Now, with regards to our academics at BMCC, we operate on a semester model, right? In most community colleges, sometimes they'll operate on a trimester model. It's a little bit more accelerated, it's broken up. We operate on a semester model so that we can prepare our students for what they're going to encounter at most senior institutions. And that's why we have our students that will graduate from BMCC, go on to Columbia, to NYU, we have partnerships with Cornell and other places because we are preparing them for that destination. So I often say, think of BMCC as an Uber, right? We're not necessarily your end goal destination, but we are your means to your destination. So if you know where it is that you would like to go, just go ahead and as you would call it, that Uber or that Lyft, it's the exact same thing with BMCC. So you come in thinking about that destination school that you have in mind and allow BMCC to kind of be that, that bridge to allow you to get there, okay? Other things, so we have classes start as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, of course, you can take classes in the afternoon, evening, weekends, as well as online or classes. I think the last class goes until like 9 o'clock at night. So there's a lot of flexibility that we have, synchronous and asynchronous, language that you might hear a lot more in this virtual space. But most of our courses are synchronous like today. So if you're logged on, whether it's on Facebook or it's on Zoom, it's a very specific time. And that's a scheduled time that you're meeting with your classmates, interacting with them and so forth. Synchronous, asynchronous rather, just means that you're just submitting your work via Blackboard by a particular deadline each day, right? And so we just want to make sure that you are aware of that. And again, you see the breakdown that we have for this fall. One of the things that a lot of students get confused on when we say that we're a 2-year college or a community college, we award associate degrees. So you're doing your first 2 years at BMCC. Think about it like your freshman and your sophomore year at BMCC. Then you're doing your junior, senior year at any other college that you have in mind. And then 4 years, you're essentially graduating with 2 degrees, which is a tremendous benefit, especially if you're a student that might be leaning towards business. And, you know, maybe you want to do journalism as your bachelor's degree. You have a lot of flexibility there. And so that's certainly a great resource for you. And then once you earn that associate's degree, it's a step above just having your high school diploma. So we just want to make sure that you are aware of that. So you're not spending more time in school, especially if you're continuing to make satisfactory academic progress as well. I love this slide here, right? 75% of our students at BMCC go on to pursue their bachelor's degrees. And oftentimes students think, well, if I go to BMCC, that means I can only go to another CUNY institution. No, it's not true. Of course, we prefer for that to be the case, but we also have partnerships with private in-state and out-of-state institutions, and as well as other public institutions, part of the State University of New York, like Stony Brook, and a variety of others, right? And so literally, you can go wherever you want to go. We also have partnerships with historically Black colleges and universities as well. And so that's why you'll often see us participating in those fairs. We also participate in the National Hispanic College Fair, the Latino College Expo, and a bunch of others. Again, we are rooted in supporting and representing and empowering the historically underrepresented populations in the country, right? So again, you see our different majors that we offer here. Again, they cover the full gamut. Small business entrepreneurship is certainly one of our most growing and interesting fields. So if you have that mindset of, I don't really need to go to school, I just want to have my own business, I want to go into digital marketing, become a social media influencer, you can certainly do all of that and learn and hone those skills while you're here at BMCC. Our faculty experts, one of the things that we take great pride in is our faculty. Our faculty are not bringing just book smarts, but also their professional experiences in their respective fields as well. And many of our faculty also teach at other institutions as well, but you're getting them for the BMCC price. So again, you can think of all the different colleges that are in New York and in New Jersey, and having that overlap with those that might be at institutions that are charging $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in terms of their tuition, but now you're getting them for the $5,000 tuition rate that we have for our in-state residents in New York. Cutting edge facilities, again, though we are certainly missing being on campus, we do have a gym, we have 2 theaters, we have an indoor Olympic-sized swimming pool, we have computer labs available for our students. And then for our students that are home that do not have access to technology or internet and so forth, we do have supports and loaner devices that we can provide for them. So again, our goal, if you think about it in the sense of being an athlete or a track star, if you will, and you're doing like an event with hurdles, we're essentially removing those hurdles out of your way while also giving you the strength to get over those hurdles as well. So that way you're able to run the best race that you certainly can. And then again, if you're looking for that traditional student experience, you can find that here. We are part of the National Junior Athletic Association, National Junior College Athletic Association. So if you're interested in playing sports, whether that's basketball, softball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, what have you, we have those opportunities here as well. Again, we have over 80 clubs and organizations. In the bottom left-hand corner, you notice that we have Phi Theta Kappa, which is a national honor society, a very competitive one at that. So again, if you have it in your mind that you want to go to a very selective institution after BMCC, joining Phi Theta Kappa is certainly the way to go, as we have additional incentives that we provide for our students. We also have a co-curricular transcript, which will then highlight all these services that you do inside and outside of the classroom, inside or on and off campus as well, which is a great asset to our students, as we know that the college experience is not just being in school or being in class, but again, we want to account for the work experience, professional development, and other things as well. You won't notice a GPA or SAT score listed on this slide here, and that's because, again, we have open enrollment. If you want to go to college, we make it possible for you to not only go, but then to go and get all the tools that you need. We understand that in this space, in society of inequities and disparities and so forth, that not everyone has the same access and not everyone is receiving equitable education. So as a community college, and specifically at BMCC, we try to make sure that we are the equalizers, that we make sure that if you need some additional support in certain areas, that you get that support. You're struggling with the English language, you get that support before we move you on and move you forward, right? So we want to make sure that you get the supports that you need. Our priority deadlines for the fall are February 1st, and for the spring is September 15th. But again, we have rolling admission. So again, we recognize that everyone may graduate at different times and so forth, at different life considerations. So again, it never hurts to shoot your shot and apply, and we try to take things from there. Our application for first-time students is only $65. So we want to make sure that you take advantage of that as well. You can see the link there if you would like to apply moving forward. So I'm going to skip over these frequently asked questions. If you know, we're going to have a section for questions later on. So no harm, no foul in that regard. But we do want to make sure that we highlight the various support services that we offer here at BMCC, right? And so the traditional ones, right? Accessibility services, career development, mentoring, tutoring, financial assistance, academic advisement, that's all great. But what about our advocacy and resource center? What about students that need legal support, tax preparation, financial counseling, health insurance? What about students that need access to food? We have our Panther Pantry. Students that are connected with our Human Resources Administration, we also have programs for them through our CUNY Edge. So we want to make sure that we articulate that to you as well. We also have an on-campus childcare available for our students who are also parents or taking care of others under the age of 12. And so we want to make sure that we articulate that as well. Again, we try to remove all the hurdles and all the barriers to ensuring that you're able to optimize your success in education here at BMCC. We have some pre-enrollment programs that we call CUNY Start and Math Start. So students that need a little bit more support in reading, writing, and math before they go into credit-bearing courses. These programs are there to make sure, again, that you're not wasting your aid in doing so. These programs are respectively 12 weeks and 8 weeks each. And they're really geared towards making sure that you go into college fully confident that you're ready to take on the classes that are now going to be thrown at you. Once you complete these programs, if you have to, you can then roll into what we call the ABCs of student success at BMCC. So that's our ASAP program, which is a nationally recognized model that ensures optimal success for students coming into community colleges, graduating them as soon as possible, hence ASAP, but then also making their transition on to earning their bachelor's degrees. We also have the BMCC Learning Academy, which is also another cohort program open to part-time and international students. You have our College Discovery Program, which is similar to EOF, which you just heard about, but it's our version of an opportunity program specific to community colleges in New York City. And with that program, there's certain academic and financial requirements that you need to meet. With these particular programs, you're operating in a cohort. A cohort is kind of like the Avengers if you're a Marvel movie fan. And so you're kind of operating in a team of like-minded individuals that are also moving with the same motivation and inspiration to try to get in and out of college and go on to pursue their goals and dreams at a four-year institution and so forth. So these are great, phenomenal programs to be a part of to ensure that you're able to do the things that you set out to do with your college credentials and in your college experience. And just to wrap this up, we also have some additional programs outside of those main staples. These programs also provide you with free unlimited monthly Metro card, which is like your transportation if you're navigating New York, tuition-free winter and summer courses, book vouchers, priority scheduling when it comes to your classes and so forth as well. Additional academic advisement, guidance when you're making that transition, so you're not navigating this experience by yourself. You have a team of supporters with you. We also have our Out Into Scholarship, which is an additional scholarship, as we talked about before, the aid that we have available for you as a BMCC student, regardless of your background. As long as you earn a 3.0 GPA when you first start at BMCC, and as you continue on, you'll be eligible to receive $1,600 per semester. And again, that's $3,200 for the year for an institution that is only $5,000 a year for our New York State residents. So we just want to put that out there. But just remember, at BMCC, your success is our commitment. And so I'm going to stop there, and I'll come back on for any additional questions that you might have a little bit later on, just to keep us all on schedule. So I want to thank you all for listening. And again, if there's any other questions you have, you can drop it into the chat, or you can also follow us on social media as well, and we'll be able to field your inquiries. And we're simply at BMCC Admissions on Instagram, so you can certainly follow us there. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck to all of you, and congratulations to those of you that are graduating this upcoming semester as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gio. Again, I just want to remind everyone to save your Q&A for the end, and all of our presenters will be around to answer whatever questions you might have about the college application process and applying to their schools. Next up, I'd like to welcome Shannon O'Brien from NJIT.
Thank you, Ashley. Okay, so I am going to get started with sharing my screen. Okay, so as Ashley mentioned, my name is Shannon O'Brien. I am an admissions recruiter here at NJIT. Similar to Arturo over in NJCU, I recruit for all of Hudson County here at NJIT. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'm going to get started with my presentation. This is just an academic overview of NJIT. We have 5 different academic colleges and 1 honors college here. We have over 125 different major and degree programs for students to choose from. So as you can see on the screen here, we have our Martin Tuckman School of Management, which houses our business program, our Yingwu College of Computing. So amongst last year's freshman class, this was the most popular college. It has our computer science and our IT programs. We have the Newark College of Engineering, which was our 2nd most popular. It has 18 different degree programs within engineering, everything from mechanical engineering and civil engineering, which do tend to be more popular, to our engineering technology programs that tend to be geared more towards surveying and construction management, down to our biomedical engineering program as well. We also have our Hillier College of Architecture and Design. This houses our architecture and 3 other design programs, and our College of Science and Liberal Arts, which has our biology and chemistry programs, but also our newer forensic science program, which is the first 4-year forensic science degree program in New Jersey. And it has our smaller communication and media programs, as well as our history degree program. Students at NJIT have access to over 115 different labs and research centers. We have a pretty new maker space on campus that has laser cutting machining centers. It has 3D printers, and students are able to earn a certification and go in and use that space, whether they're working on a project within their class or they're working on something that they've thought of outside of the classroom as well. We have Bloomberg terminals for our business students interested in studying the stock market. We have a motion capture lab for our digital design students. It's our green screen room. So there really is kind of a research center and lab that correlates with almost all of the programs that we offer. We are more of a mid-sized school. We have about 8,500 undergraduate students and 2,800 graduate students. We have, being that we are more of a mid-sized school, we do tend to see smaller class sizes as well as smaller student to faculty ratios. So our student to faculty ratio is 17:1. The average class size at NJIT is about 25 students. So you're never necessarily going to be sitting in large 100-student lecture halls. The students that I speak to do tend to prefer that, just because they kind of get some one-on-one attention with their professors. They get to jump on different research projects that they might be taking part in, and they also get to network with the other students in their class. So at NJIT, and especially in the admissions office, we talk about NJIT all day. So we always like to include what others are saying about us as well. We were ranked one of the top national universities for 2020 by US News and World Report. By Forbes.com, we were ranked #1 nationally for student upward economic mobility. So what this means is that NJIT graduates are improving their economic status after graduating. We are also an R1 classified research institute. This is the highest research classification that an institute can achieve. We are one of 3 schools in New Jersey to hold this classification. Us along with Rutgers, New Brunswick, and Princeton. This classification has to do with things like the amount of funding that goes into research each year, the level of degrees that are given out each year, so students can earn anything from their bachelor's degree up to their PhD here at NJIT, as well as the level of degrees that faculty are holding. So most of our faculty are holding the highest degree in their field. We are ranked top 2% nationally for return on investment. So this just means that what students are putting into their education financially, they are getting back when they leave NJIT. And we were ranked top 25 colleges where their graduates are earning six-figure salaries by Money Magazine. So again, these are just some of the headlines that have been written about NJIT recently. We are located in Newark, New Jersey. Again, something that makes us unique is that we're located in the University Heights portion of Newark. So this is where we're right across from Rutgers, Newark, where students can do cross registration and take part in their coursework as well. We're down the block from Essex County College. We're not far from Seton Hall Law School. So University Heights is very much a college-centered area. There's about 30,000 college students in the area. We're not far from NJPAC or the Prudential Center. So students who are looking to get off campus, maybe go see a Devils game or go see a show at NJPAC, it's about a 10-minute walk. There's tons of different restaurants and things for students to do if they do want to get off campus. And we're also about a 20-minute train ride from New York. So our students like to utilize that when it comes time to find jobs and internships. They're not necessarily confined to the area. They can kind of branch out and look for different opportunities there as well. So I spoke a little bit about our academics, but this is about life outside of the classroom at NJIT. Our student life department offers over 140 different clubs and organizations, as well as 23 Greek life organizations for students to take part in. And we are a Division I school, so there is 19 different sports for students to choose from. Depending on how competitive you are looking to get, though, our athletic department also offers club and intramural sports too. So there is something for everyone. Our clubs and Greek life organizations are kind of broken down academically, where there might be a biology or an engineering society for students to take part in. They're broken down by service too. So students who are interested in going into the community of Newark and taking part in community service opportunities, there are those clubs on campus as well, or they might be more recreational. We have a Baja club on campus, which is an off-roading vehicle club. So students create these off-roading vehicles and then they're able to take them to different competitions around the country. We have a radio station on campus. So that's all student run for students who want to take part in our radio show. So there is something for everyone. I always recommend that students try and get involved if possible to give them that well-rounded experience on campus. And if you take a look at our list of clubs and organizations and see that your interest isn't on there, all you need is a few friends. You can go to our student life department and then you would be able to create that club and bring it to campus. We also have the opportunity to live on campus. So here at NJIT, we have 6 different residence halls, everything from the communal style living where you're sharing the bathroom on the floor to suite style living where you're just sharing the bathroom with your next door neighbor and kind of a common living space with them as well. And then our juniors and seniors can also use our apartment style units on campus as well. This is just a tuition and cost breakdown. So as Arturo mentioned, if you're looking at state institutes, they are going to have an in-state tuition cost and an out-of-state tuition cost. So if you are looking at a state, that is something to look into. For our in-state students, they're paying about $17,674 a year. For those students who are looking to live on campus, it's an additional about $13,000 a year. And I will also go into our financial and merit-based scholarship opportunities. So we at NJIT recommend that all students complete the FAFSA application. It usually opens in October and closes sometime in February. After we receive this, our financial aid department will give you a breakdown of what you can expect your tuition to look like for the following year. So you'll receive that through email, and it'll include any grants and any merit-based scholarship that you were awarded through NJIT. All incoming freshmen are automatically considered for merit-based aid when they submit an application to NJIT, so there is no separate application for that. It's based on your previous academic performance, so on the grades that you received, especially in math and science courses, on your AP and honors courses that you've taken, and on your overall GPA as well. And this is a cool tool that I always encourage students to use. It's our net price calculator. So you can go on, you can put in what your GPA is, you can put in different things that you would also add to your FAFSA application as well. And it would give you an estimate of what you might expect your tuition at NJIT to look like. So these are just some of the companies that our alumni go on to work for. We have a career development services office at NJIT, and they're very involved with our students on campus. So they will host mock interview sessions for our students. They will host resume critiquing opportunities as well, where they'll go in and make sure that your resume fits the job or internship that you're looking for. A lot of our students do get internships before they leave campus, and they're able to add that to their resume to make themselves a little more marketable to employers when they graduate from NJIT. But we have students working at Amazon. We have students working for Stryker and Johnson & Johnson. One of our electrical engineering students last year is out west now. She works for Boeing. So our alumni are really working in some pretty well-known companies, and they're working all over the country as well as all over the world. So I talked about academics, I talked about life outside of the classroom. So how are you going to get into NJIT? So just like most colleges now, you're going to fill out that common application. You're going to send over your high school transcript. We're generally looking for a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. We are test optional. I know this says fall 2021, but for fall 2022, we did make the decision to stay test optional. So you are more than welcome to submit test scores if you would like to, but you do not have to unless you are interested in the honors college. Then you'll send over one letter of recommendation. This can be from a counselor, it could be from a teacher, a coach, whoever you want to have in your life write that for you. You're more than welcome to. And then these are our deadlines. So we have 2 early action deadlines, November 15th and December 15th. These are non-binding. All this means is that you receive your decision a little bit earlier. So I usually tell students that if they apply to either of these deadlines, we like to get their decision to them before they leave for winter break. So usually around mid-December. And then after that, we have a rolling admission deadline of March 1st. So again, as your application becomes complete, it usually takes us about 2 weeks to review it and get you a decision. For students interested in the honors college, when you indicate that on the application, it's going to populate some additional requirements. That might be an essay prompt. It's going to populate that you'll need 2 more letters of recommendation. So it would be 3 in total. And then you are going to need those test scores. And that deadline is February 1st. So your application would be reviewed by the admissions office first, and then it would get moved over to the honors admission committee, and they would review it and give you your decision then. For any transfer students joining us, you would go on to our website, fill out our application on there. So it wouldn't be through the Common App. You'll submit your official transcripts from any college or university that you attended prior to NJIT. Normally, we're looking for about a 2.8 GPA or above, and most of our STEM-based majors are going to require that you have pre-calculus or higher, and then normally a specific science course like a chemistry or physics course. But I always recommend that transfer students contact the admissions department directly with their major of interest, so that way they can get an idea of what specific courses are required for admission. Then we have 2 deadlines for our transfer students, June 1st and December 15th. So that is all I have for you guys today. This is how you can get some additional information about NJIT. If you did want to come visit, we are having limited capacity in-person tours. So you can go to njit.edu/visit and you can register. We have a couple Saturday and Sunday tours coming up. And we also offer tours Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. and at 2 p.m. They are kind of limited where you can't really go inside our buildings, but one of our student ambassadors gives you a tour and then you kind of get that student perspective as well. But if you wanted to learn more information, I am going to hang around for the Q&A portion as well. You can put those questions in the chat. You can also email us at admissions@njit.edu or give the admissions office a call. But then this is my direct information. So like I said, I'm going to be your point of contact when you're going through that application process if you're for anybody living in Hudson County. So you can give me a call here or you can send me an email as well. But thank you guys again so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you guys taking the time out. With that, I'm going to stop sharing and turn it back over to Ashley.
Thanks so much, Shannon. It's always so nice to have you back, and hopefully our students are getting a lot out of this presentation. I'm now going to turn it over to Patricia Peterson from St. Peter's University.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to start sharing here for you. Thanks so much for being here today. There's so much valuable information that's being given that has preceded me, so I hope I can continue to give you valuable information as well. My name is Trish Peterson. I'm a admissions counselor here at St. Peter's. I am not currently covering Hudson County, but I certainly can answer any question that you may have. I also cover all the nursing applications. So if there's anything that ever comes up with nursing, I'm here for you. I'm the go-to person. So again, welcome, and we're so happy to have you. So let me get started and let you know a little bit about St. Peter's, which is located also in Jersey City, right here. We are a Catholic Jesuit university, and I always like to stop here and say, you do not need to be Catholic to attend St. Peter's, although we are a Catholic university. What we do teach is social justice for everyone. The Catholic portion of it is there if you want it, but you can take it or leave it. So that is what we're about. We are a Jesuit school. What is a Jesuit school? We basically are going to not only educate you as a person, but also in kind of every aspect of your life. Cura Personalis, that's our mantra. That is the care of the entire person, and that is what we do here at St. Peter's University. We are a smaller school, only about 3,600 students, and that's 2,800 undergrads. So what you're going to get here is a very individualized attention. We have professors that care about our students. They want to see them succeed. They're there for the extra help and to guide them along, or you along the way. It's a 13-to-1 student faculty ratio. So you're gonna definitely get that individualized attention. Our average class size is 22. That peacock is our mascot, which is unique. I don't believe there's any school that has that. And he's the symbol of immortality. Just a little fun fact there. Our students are engaged in our clubs. We have over 50 clubs on campus, as well as community service. You can see we put in over 50,000 hours of community service. We are really always reaching out to our community, our immediate community, Jersey City. We have a campus kitchen right on campus. So we are always kind of getting out in that community and helping out. That's kind of what we're all about. We're located 12 minutes from New York City. We have a PATH station right by us. It's within walking distance from campus. You can jump on a PATH train and be in New York in 12 minutes, which makes us a great location for all your needs. What do our kids use New York City for? Well, they go in for fun. Certainly use the restaurants, the theaters, go see a game, of course. That was all on hold this year, but we're hoping it's coming back soon. We also have a lot of close relationships with companies, and I'll go into that more later on. So we use it for internships, and of course at the end of this all, the end game, for jobs. So we have over 50 majors here. Any of our majors can be a minor. Some of our more popular majors are business, education, nursing, criminal justice, cybersecurity. Several of our majors are also 5-year programs in which you can obtain a 5-year a master's within 5 years. So you'll cross over in your senior year, take some classes which will be going towards your graduate program, and be able to complete that MBA or that master's in cybersecurity within 5 years. So that's a great thing to have, education as well as one of them, psychology. So we do have several master's programs as well as doctorate programs here at St. Peter's. We are a small school. I like to say that we're small but mighty. We do have some state-of-the-art technology. Some of the things that we have is a trading room for our business students, a nursing simulation lab. One of my favorites, as I was a nursing student at one point, I used to give shots to oranges. That was about the extent of my simulation lab. Now we have these labs that can create medical situations so that our nurses can kind of get that hands-on experiences, you know, of a patient having a heart attack or having a stroke, running a fever. They kind of do all the things that, you know, people do, and you can run that situation and know what to do when you start to get out there and work in real life. So that's what St. Peter's does. We're preparing you to get out there for what you want to do. And as well, we have a cybersecurity center. We're always incorporating new majors into our programs. We just put in a esports specialization, knowing that that is something that's out there that's very popular right now, and people are making money with this esports. So we put specialization within our business degree. So there's always something new. We're looking for tomorrow. What's out there? What's going to be the jobs of the future? We have a core curriculum here. So there's a liberal arts spectrum. Our students are going to have some writing intensive programs as well as math, just to kind of get you broadened, make sure that you're not just limited to what your major is, but you can step out in the world and talk about a lot of things. So we'll get you that broad spectrum student. That's what you'll become here at St. Peter's. We do have an honors program. There is nothing extra that you'll need to do for this honors program. All you need to do is submit your application. We will identify you as an honors student, and that'll give you several benefits on top of beefing up your resume. Your class sizes will be less than 15 students. You'll have priority registration. We do have special housing for our honors students. You're exempt from placement tests, which I know is a favorite. You'll have 2 academic advisors, one for your honors program, one for your major. And you also have the opportunity to work as a paid research assistant. So it's a great deal. We have an academic success program here at St. Peter's. Again, there's nothing extra that you have to do to get into this program. This is something that we will identify you as within your application. It's a 3-week summer intensive program. Generally, it's for a student that that we have identified that needs a little extra help, and we want to make sure that they're going to be successful when they come to St. Peter's. So you're going to get that personalized academic support, as well as mentors that'll help you out to make sure that the 4 years are successful. You can also earn 3 credits. So you're starting off with a bang. Before you even step foot into college, you'll have those 3 credits. And it just gives you that little edge to get started and where to go for help once classes get started and things get moving. SEAL is a department that we have here that is one of my favorites. It's the Center for Engagement and Experiential Learning. These are some very dedicated people that work with our students all 4 years. They'll work with our freshmen who are coming in undecided, and they'll try and help guide them to different directions on what they may want to do. They'll work with our sophomores and juniors to connect them with institutions and corporations that they've formed relationships with already, that take in our students for internships and co-ops. They'll work with our students to make sure that they are writing their resumes. They'll review them and prepare them for basically the real world. They'll do mock interviews as well. So there's a lot of things that are going to help them to get jobs in the future. So getting those internships in those sophomore and junior years is so critical, and forming those relationships. So these are some of the companies that our students not only get our internships with, but eventually get jobs with in the future. We also provide 9 credits for internships. So there's a benefit there as well. And that's probably why our job placement rate is at 94% right now. But as you can see through all these companies, there is a little bit of something for everybody, whether you're in business or in healthcare, cybersecurity, or criminal justice. There's a little bit for you for everything. They also run campus career fairs. This year they did it virtual, but they still had them. So they are always hard at work, and they're for that, again, personalized attention for our students. We do have a study abroad program. Of course, it was on hold for this year, hopefully coming back for next year. And again, being a small institution, we will work with our students to figure out where they really essentially want to go and what kind of program they want to study and incorporate it into their major. So there's so many different ways that you can do study abroad, whether you do it for a semester, kind of conquer it in a full year, or you just perhaps you're a nursing student and are not able to do a full semester. You can do a week during spring break or a couple of weeks during Christmas break. So there are opportunities for everybody. We are part of the student exchange program, and some of our students do go to Korea, some go to Spain, but actually the world is open to you once the world is open again. We are a Division I school. We have 16 NCAA Division I sports. And if you're not a Division I player, we do also have intramural sports. So there's a little bit of something for everybody here at St. Peter's. We do have dorms for our students if they choose to come live with us. I would say about 50% of our students live on campus and 50% probably commute. I always say you can't go wrong either way. For our freshmen, typically, we house all our freshmen together. We have, double rooms. It's your typical freshman experience, but it really gives you the chance to live together and really get to know your class. As you become more of an upperclassman, we do have more apartment style residences and we are in the process of building a brand new dorm right on campus. So there are a lot of options for our students. So we are rolling admissions and we are continuing to take applications. So if you are a senior, we will still take your application. I just suggest that you get it in sooner rather than later. If you're a junior, just to keep in mind, we do take the Common App as well as we have our own app. Our application is always free. You do not have to pay to submit an application, so it can't hurt you to submit one. And what are we looking for? We're looking for your overall academic performance, your GPA. We are an SAT school, not just now for COVID, but we are always an SAT, ACT optional school. We do have some programs that we do require it for. The honors program is one, as well as the nursing program. You do have to submit your test scores for those. But currently this year, if you are a senior, you do not need to submit them. We have waived them for COVID, knowing that students have not been able to get these tests accomplished for this year. So these are some, as I was saying, some of the certain programs that we do need SATs. Once we get back up and running and SATs are available to students again, it would be for the honors program, the EOF program, athletics, nursing, and for our top 2 scholarships. So I was look at this and say, oh, it's the scary page, but it does not have to be. We offer scholarships to every one of our students that comes into St. Peter's. Our scholarships start at $20,000 and go on up to full tuition. So every student will receive a scholarship, and that's based on your academic performance, and your GPA and or SAT scores if you choose to submit them. We encourage you to submit SAT scores if they're good. It can help you get a better scholarship. So 98% of our students do receive financial aid. So this price is never going to be the price between the scholarships and financial aid grants and loans that you may receive. It typically comes down significantly. So you'll never know until you apply and complete your FAFSA and get your financial aid package to see what you specifically are going to pay for the college. But these are our general fees. These are just some of the names of our scholarships. As I said, they start at $20,000 and they go on up to full tuition. Again, FAFSA is extremely important for the juniors out there. You want to get that in by early next year. Any seniors that are here, you want to be doing that now. That is my contact information, and I'll be sticking around to answer any questions that you might have. And again, thank you so much for being here. And I wish you all the best of luck. And I'll send it back to Ashley.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patricia. Okay, so we have one more presenter for this afternoon, and that is going to be Janine Nunes from Hudson County Community College. So I'm going to turn this over to Janine now.
Thank you, Ashley. And thank you everyone for coming today. It's always hard to go last, especially after all these great schools. So hopefully, let me just start my slideshow here. All right, now we are Hudson County Community College, and we are your local community college located in Jersey City, New Jersey, and in North Bergen, New Jersey. We want you to consider Hudson as one of your first choice schools. And we're going to go over some reasons why and talk to you about thinking of why you should think of that, and then again, a little bit about applying. Now, what's new and up and coming at HCCC? Well, we have the Community College Opportunity Grant, which means that if your family income is $65,000 or less a year, and you've exhausted your other financial aid, your FAFSA and your loans, then this can kick in, and you might wind up coming into Hudson for free. Once you apply for financial aid, the financial aid office will reach out to you and go over the qualifications for you and help you apply for it. We have a lot of classes and courses, degrees online now, and we have business, criminal justice, we have liberal arts, we have a health sciences, and we have more and more coming. So not everyone wants to sit in a classroom. Not everyone can sit in a classroom. So this will give you the opportunity to get your associate's degree and transfer on to a four-year school. We also have our brand new Science Center. It's beautiful. Anybody who comes to Hudson for a degree or certificate will have at least one class in that building. And it's amazing. It houses our chemistry, biology labs, all our computer labs, has a space, has a cafe, and it's connected to our nursing program. So we're very proud of it. And this is our HCCC by the numbers. And again, like I said, we have the two campuses, one in Union City, one in Journal Square, and we use the Bayonne, Kearney, Union City, and Secaucus campuses. We use their high schools. The one in Secaucus is County Prep. We use those as our off-sites for evening classes. We have 10 start times per year. So maybe come September, you're not ready. Maybe you would rather wait and start in October, or maybe not until November. So we have online classes, and we also, to get you ready or meet you when you're ready. Maybe you want to start with us in the summer. We have 2 summer programs or sessions that you could start. One thing I'm very proud of, we have the #6 culinary program in the nation, which is according to Best Choice Schools. We have 60+ degree and certificate programs. We have 30+ clubs and organizations, 5 national honor societies. And you've heard about honors in other presentations, and we do have an honors program. It's very challenging, and it's going to show these other universities that you'll have the opportunity to transfer in, that you are very serious about your education, and hopefully it could lead to scholarship money for you. We are the #1 college in, community college in New Jersey for social mobility, meaning that once our students graduate, they are making more money and able to not so much move up in society by being able to purchase homes and afford better lifestyles. 83% of our students receive financial aid and scholarships. Again, we have the 80+ courses offered online. Our nursing program, #4 in New Jersey, where the nurses are, passing their NCLEX exam. 90 nationalities represented at Hudson. I believe Arturo did speak on that. So we are very diverse. Classes are often 7 days a week, and we do have dual admissions programs. We have more that are online or coming on right now, and one is with NJCU and one is with St. Peter's. So when you are a student at Hudson, you can get involved in the dual admission. You fill out the application, you're accepted to that school, and then you're going to have a counselor at Hudson, and you'll have an advisor and counselor at NJCU who will help make sure that you're taking the right classes. And then when you graduate from Hudson, it's seamless right into that school of your choice. And also after your first 12 credits, college credits, at Hudson, you have the opportunity to go onto that campus that you've chosen and participate in their activities. And the only thing you can't play is sports. Now we have the HCCC focus: flexible learning environments, outstanding academic programs, cost-effective education, unlimited transfer and career opportunities, and supportive student services. Now, like we talked about before, our learning environments, 10 start times per year, flexible schedules, online and hybrid classes, and then our different campuses. This is our picture of Hudson County. So we're pretty much going to meet you where you are. You don't necessarily always have to come to Jersey City. If you live out in East Newark, you can go to Kearney High School. If you live in Greenville section of Jersey City, you can take classes in Evening Bayonne, because if you are from this area, you know that during regular times and rush hour, it's not very easy to get around. Now, our outstanding academic programs, this is our list. We have accounting, culinary, paramedic science, personal fitness. We pretty much cover the gambit. And we're getting you ready to either go out into the workforce or to transfer into a 4-year school. So if we have something that is not exactly what it is called in your 4-year program, then you would start maybe with a liberal arts or a biology or chemistry if you're going to go into the medical fields. We do have small class sizes, and all the schools today were talking about that, small class sizes. And some people, for them, that's very important. I know for myself, it was very important. The picture on the top is a big university, say Rutgers or Michigan State or Ohio State, where you're taking classes as a freshman, maybe English or psychology. And some people can really thrive in those environments. I had one like that, and I didn't do too good. At Hudson, we average around 21 students per class, and you're going to get to know your professor, and your professor is going to get to know you, and you're going to get to know your students, your classmates. And some people really need that, and they thrive in that smaller environment. Okay, cost-effective education. We at Hudson are going to save you money. Now, the schools that you've seen today, their tuition is not too high. However, maybe we don't get that funding. Maybe we don't get the scholarships to go into it. And Hudson is going to help you get there. All right, now, like I said before, 83% of our students receive financial aid and/or scholarships. Now, this is just a generalization of private colleges, public colleges, and then Hudson. Now, your private college would be St. Peter's, your public college would be NJCU, and then you have HCCC. Now, this is just tuition and fees, and it does not include housing. So a typical year at Hudson is around $5,500. So you're going to be able to graduate Hudson for a 2-year degree around $11,000 to $12,000. Then you're going to have the opportunity to transfer into St. Peter's or NJCU, and then hopefully on scholarship. Now, we have scholarships at Hudson, and we have the foundation scholarship, and then we also have government scholarships. And there's only one application you need to fill out, and then the scholarship committees will review your applications and they'll decide which scholarship that you'll be awarded. I don't care what school you're applying to, apply for scholarships. If you can spend an hour or 2 hours and write a good essay that you can tweak and submit to different schools, it is going to pay off for you in the long run. Again, we have the HCCC, Opportunity Grant. It is now up to $65,000, not $45,000. Okay, and then what should you do next? You need to apply to hcccc.edu. And we are an open enrollment program, which means that once you apply, you're accepted. You do not need to submit any supplemental materials, no personal statements, no letters of recommendation. Your next step would be to do your testing, and you would either come in and take the college placement test, or you would submit your high school transcript with a GPA of 3.0 or higher, or you can do what's called self-directed placement, which is where you take a survey and then you would read your course descriptions and you would place yourself into what courses you think you're ready for. I recommend that for people who don't test well. Some of us do very well in school, but we sit down and take that test and we just don't do too hot. So I would recommend that. And you'll be able to talk to our testing department if you have any questions. All right. So anyhow, we'd have to apply for FAFSA. And those are school code is 012954. And even, never mind, I'm sorry. We also have EOF. And EOF was mentioned at NJCU. And if you were with us in EOF, you can, if I'm mistaken, please correct me, but I believe you can transfer that EOF into NJCU or other schools that have it. And if you can, please look into it. And if you get accepted, take full advantage of it. It's a phenomenal program. Our EOF department at Hudson is amazing. You have summer programs, you have academic year programs, you have enrichment trips, you have mentors, you have tutoring. It's like another family unit. So you would have this phenomenal support base that's going to help you through everything while you're at Hudson, and then when you go on to your 4-year school. Now, we're talking about transfer and career opportunities, and transferring is what we want you to do. We want you to come in and get an associate's degree, and then we want you to transfer on and get a bachelor's. By getting an associate's degree, yes, you are going to increase your earnings. By getting a bachelor's, you're going to increase your earnings even more. That's something that no one can ever take away from you is your education. So the more you have, the better you're going to be. And these, again, are some of the schools that our students have transferred to. And we have dual admissions agreement with NJCU, St. Peter's, and Fairleigh Dickinson University, and there are more coming. now our student services. Again, we have the EOF, we have student activities, our honor societies, student government. We do have a great career development department. We have academic support services, disability support services. So if anyone has an IEP, and if you do, you know what I'm talking about, you would reach out to disability support and they would help you with possibly a note taker or quiet space, whatever you need. They also deal with people that have physical disabilities, and also we have emotional disabilities. We have the Writing Center, tutorial services, and of course, advisement and counseling. And this is our HCCC focus. Now, again, you're going to apply, take the test, financial aid and scholarships, apply for, course schedule, and then meet with your advisors. It's very, very easy to get into Hudson. Hopefully you have a lot of different schools that you want to look at. Maybe you're just thinking of us as the 13th grade. I'm going to encourage you to please come on campus and visit us. All right, and this is our Join HCC, stay connected. I only use Facebook, so I don't know. You guys can log on and look at all this other things. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And just one other thing I'd like to say is that the other schools we're talking about, the wonderful facilities that they have, the nursing lab where you have the animated patients, okay, the practice lab, the Bloomberg lab that they have on NJCU. We have that also at Hudson. So you're going to be started training in these labs and in these wonderful facilities, and you're going to have all of that to take into your four-year school. You're also going to have an associate's degree. So when you do graduate, you can go out and start working to get a job, making the money while you're getting your four-year degree. All right, so I'm going to put my information in here. I'm sorry it's not on the slide or on the presentation. I'm going to put, and then if I'll definitely be here for any questions. Thank you so much. Okay, Ashley.
Great. Thank you so much, Janine.
Thank you.
Okay. So thank you to all of our presenters today. We're now going to turn it over to Q&A. So anyone who has any questions, go ahead and type your questions into the chat and we will answer them one by one. If you're joining us through Facebook Live, you can comment your question and we will read it out to our presenters. So we're going to give it a few minutes, let everyone get their questions together. If you feel more comfortable unmuting yourselves to just ask our presenters, you can go ahead and do that as well.
Ashley, one thing I did want to piggyback off of what Janine said about EOF transfers. Yes, if you are a student graduating from Hudson County Community College and you are already in the EOF program, yes, you can transfer and become an EOF student at NJCU. Also, students that transfer, maybe up to just 1 year, from wherever, they can also transfer, and they complete the application, which is online at njcu.edu/OSP.
Thank you, Loida. Okay. So so we can definitely field questions in the chat. So anyone who has questions, go ahead and add them to the chat and we will read them out. And our guests will answer. Yep. Okay, so we've got a question. For the scholarships that the school provides, do you need to apply separately for that?
Not for St. Peter's, just by using your application, you will be identified for a scholarship. So there's nothing separate that you need to do.
It's the same for NJCU, for New Jersey City University, same as St. Peter's as well.
It's the same for NJIT as well.
So I guess we'll be,
Hudson,
oh, go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry, Hudson, you have to apply separately for scholarships.
I appreciate that, Jenny. It's going to be the next one to say, yes. So when you initially apply, typically, yes, your financial aid will cover your cost of attendance. But then there's also opportunities as a continuing student that you can apply for. And as you meet with your advisor, there will be some additional opportunities. So yes, you are still considered initially when you initially apply, but then also there are unique opportunities that are available to you if you pursue them once you are enrolled.
Great. Does anyone else have questions for our presenters? No, this is the time to ask, guys. We're also going to put everyone's contact information up on the screen so that you can email everyone separately. Okay, next question is, are there many students that live on campus? And I guess everyone can take turns answering that.
So for St. Peter's, I would say about 50% of our students live on campus and 50% commute. So you can't go wrong either way.
It is exactly the same for NJCU as well. 50% commuters and 50% live on one of our three residential facilities on our campus.
It is the same for NJIT as well. We are 50-50.
We're a commuter school. We have no housing at Hudson.
And this is why we appreciate going after Janine. So yes, you can live wherever you want, just not on campus, right? So we do not have dorms available, but students are welcome to utilize studenthousing.org, which is a company that has bought up a variety of different properties throughout New York to lease them out specifically to college students. So technically you can live with students at other colleges and so forth on your same floor. That's something that I did when coming to New York from California. So you can certainly take advantage of that. But then once you transfer out of UMCC, you can go to a college like any of the other ones mentioned that does have dorms as well.
Great, thank you, everyone. Any other questions for our guests? Okay, so this is the last call for questions. If no one else has any other questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the afternoon. Thank you so much to Gio, Arturo, Loida, Shannon, Trish, and Janine for presenting today.